This woman had just woken up after hundreds of years of sleep. She was panicking and kept asking if he had been arrested. The people around immediately looked at each other, not understanding what was going on until they realized it was now the year 2455. The girl face not only showed panic but also confusion because she clearly remembered that she was a person from the year 2000. It turned out that Laura was employee of the Pick Research Center. Immortal was locked there no matter what method they couldn't kill him, so Laura decided to use cryonics to imprison the Sun family murderer forever, and of course the so-called immortal god of war. This guy will be the subject of research by the scientific community. At that time, him led a group of American soldiers to came and take Gia's son name to do experiment. Before Laura found out, he ran to stop her. She said the cold chamber was still there. Don't yet. If she arbitrarily took him away and restored his fighting ability, disaster would strike. But the doctor disregarded her words and arrogantly led the team straight to the place where the murderer was detained. However, the person who was caught on this chain was not him. Forget it, everyone, hurry up and save me. The real Gia's son soon recovered his consciousness and began mass killing the world with his immortal body. He is truly a god of war, unrivaled in the world, which is not unexpected. The doctor group of people arrested each of them and brought them to their final resting place. At this time, Laura had no choice but to pick up the gun and bottle to protect herself. Gia's son himself, while holding a large machete, quietly followed him to the freezer room and hid in a dark place, aiming at the right opportunity to shoot several times. Even though he couldn't kill him, he could still push him away. After entering the freezer chamber, after closing the exhaust door, Laura could breathe a sigh of relief, but immediately after that he punctured the freeze chamber and injured Laura because the nitrogen gas in the freeze chamber leaked out. The safety door also followed suit and closed. Before the murderer in the freeze had time to break through the door, he immediately froze and Laura was tormented by his injuries and fell into a coma. A team arrived in 2455. The explorer accidentally found a long vacant experimental facility with a prominent cryogenic chamber that attracted their attention. After opening the chamber door, they saw that Jason's had been frozen. This made the whole group happy. It's so amazing, because at this time, humans have long left Earth to settle on another planet, so discovering that there are still humans' bodies frozen intact for hundreds of years is a very happy thing to see. Laura was also lying nearby. They were even more surprised because the robot that followed her discovered that she still had signs of life. So the group decided to preserve her body and wipe it out to ensure that the cells could still function normally. Often while they were talking, the knife-wielding gangster suddenly fell down, causing the long-haired guy standing in front of him to immediately transform into a young man. Tying his arm, Anna quickly injured painkillers to her teammates. Seeing the girl comfort her, long-haired guy just calmed down and didn't have much time left. So the group quickly put son Laura on the spaceship to fly back to the mothership in space, where everyone was extremely interested in the two bodies, who lived hundreds of years ago. Professor Brandon quickly arranged for Laura to be placed in treatment room number 1. He thought that his team would be able to regenerate her, but in laboratory number 2, everyone still didn't know about it. An extremely scary murderer. They happily hugged each other, not knowing that their lives were about to come to a standstill in the future world. Broken arms and legs or stab wounds were just a small thing. Just like the Aunt Laura has been frozen for 455 years, although temporarily unable to wake up, the cells in her body are still being actively restored by countless nano-robot. Indeed, Laura has successfully woken up after a long sleep, but the other person was quite confused. Professor Brandon briefly introduced her to the current situation. Knowing that she had become a nearby 500-year-old man, Laura was suddenly shocked. Then the professor brought up the story of Laura reincarnation to Mr. Basson. At the Solar System Research Institute, Basson was known to be a highly educated person, so as soon as he heard the description of Jason's appearance, he immediately knew that he was a murderer who had killed 2,000 people and then disappeared. The monk is still not aware of the seriousness of the incident. On the contrary, he still wants to bring Jason to the exhibition because an invincible god of war like him will definitely bring in a lot of money at the same time. Kim and his colleagues, the team, was studying Mr. Jason's body in laboratory number 2. According to the scanner display, Mr. Jason's body was scarred and no longer alive, so she was boldly opened his mask to reveal his hideous face, which made her. I was so scared that I almost pooped my pants, then turned back to work without realizing that Jason had already begun to recover. He even suddenly sat up. When Kim discovered something was wrong, everything was wrong, it was too late. But unfortunately his colleagues did not hear Kim cry for help. Kim had no strength to resist. He stuck his head in liquid silk solution and then went up to the altar to look at green bananas. Jason just woke up, wanting to kill someone. He chose a machete for himself. On the other hand, the professor came to ask Laura about Jason's story. At this time, he learned that he was an immortal creature that no one could kill. She had originally controlled him, found that murderer, but because some greedy people helped him escape, Brandon didn't say a word after hearing that and started taking Laura around after knowing that Gon was also put on the spaceship with her. Laura immediately realizing the seriousness of the problem, she warned the professor that if he wanted to save his life, it would be best to throw him to Earth or into outer space. However, he completely ignored Laura's warning and even affirmed it. that the Sun family was dead and brought him back just for research. But right now the immortal is going everywhere, killing any more he meets, killing that person and not releasing even the couple who were about to prepare to shovel coal, put it in the damaged oven, but he still refused to wait, watch the scene or directly rush in and send them both off to the faraway land. On the other side, the long-haired young man and his friend with the short hair are still engrossed in playing virtual reality games, having fun. Then they saw Jason coming. And the two of them thought it was the publisher's new gate until they discovered that this person had no guns or bullet, that when he started to panic, the long-haired young man risked his life to play dry with Jason. Thanks to that, he was able to log out of Earth right where he was, without knowing anything about the enemy, so he quickly reunited with his close friend, under the Golden Stream. The ship command post already knew what had happened. If he returns to the human base, this will be a disaster, so Sergeant Black ordered his subordinates to prepare weapons to deal with him. Even though he knew that the murderer was very dangerous, Professor Brandon wanted to stop him just because he was greedy for money. When Sun was planning to kill the next person, he was suddenly shot down again and again. After the smoke and dust cleared, there was no longer a trace of the murderer in this place, knowing that he has such an immortal body and is very crazy. But they just like to split up and take action first. Then I don't need to be polite anymore. Jason action became more and more fierce. When meeting gods, kill gods, meet ghost, kill ghost, there are fewer and fewer surviving soldiers. This fallen man is a mechanized man. He is not only tall and strong, but also an immortal bloodthirsty murderer who only needs to see life. After a while of fighting, Breaker Team was the only one left, but very soon he was also ambushed by the Jason family and sent off to sell deals. Not only that, but also the captain in the cockpit. The mothership was also slashed across the throat. There was no one left to control the mothership, so it crashed into a supply station not far away. The collision caused both of them to be seriously damaged. If they continue like this, they won't reach the solar system yet. Was completely destroyed while everyone was still panicking. The gangster suddenly appeared, causing everyone to spit out Chubin pants and sent off to sell deals. Not only that, but also the captain in the cockpit. The mothership was also slashed across the throat. There was no one left to control the mothership, so it crashed into a supply station not far away. The collision caused both of them to be seriously damaged. If they continue like this, they won't reach the solar system yet. Was completely destroyed while everyone was still panicking. The gangster suddenly appeared, causing everyone to spit out Chubin pants. Thought that before they could even sit down, Jason had already arrived and their results were to be surprising. You can only guess that on the other side, the three people in the expedition team were running away. Then Peekaboo, the murderer of the Sun family, appeared right at the pounds of hair hung in the balance. Then the artificial intelligence Anna holding hot goods chased them to falling flowers. At Buddha door, all things depend on fate, but in the face of a rain of bombs and bullets, all living being must be equal. After continuously handing out copper candy, the Sun family finally succumbed to the danger and was relived. At this time, Laura took Bake to find him, so everyone quickly took Black Man to bed to treat his wound, but they did not expect Robot were running towards Jason like bees in a hive. Just like that, the killer version 2.0 had just been updated, showed up and saw that he had been upgraded to the Titan armor. Everyone was dumbfounded. This is really a bust. Teacher, the guns and bullets in Anna's hands are now just like electric poles compared to him. Even she herself was attacked. Jason damn blew everyone heads off in horror and quickly fled into the ship cabin, closed the door, then detonated a mine to blow up a bridge to stop him from getting so close. But the family indescribable Titan body Jason, nothing can compare to him. He punched through the entire ship compartment with a strong suction force, causing the whole group to fall into panic. Very quickly, some people couldn't stand it and died and became drunk meat. Finally, they were able to pull it in time. Thanks to that, the three reaming people were able to escape for a while. Now the rescue ship had arrived. As long as they could get through the area ahead, they would be able to reach safety. Who would have through that at a critical moment? Can't open the train door. The outside engine is broken and needs someone to fix it. And the murderer is destroying each iron door. There is no other way. Black quickly puts on a goes out, repairs the engine to save time, buying time to help you out in a peaceful, remote countrysides. The son of Jason no longer searched for Laura, but started pursuing a new goal. Andy took the time to create two hot girls to hold him back in the face of teasing. The teasing of the two girl named Jason, who was neither greedy for money nor beauty, picked up the bag containing the two girl and smashed it. It was a godsend, but at this point, Black had completed his task of helping the ship door open. Laura, Andy, and the robot Anna also smoothly entered the rescue cabin and saw the evil villain Jason was about to come, and Black knew it was his turn to receive the boxed lunch. So he decided to blow up the mother ship so the rest could be safe. Although he escaped, Jason was like the soul of July and could still jump towards the lifeboat at the moment when the odds were in the balance. Black rushed out to save everyone. He hugged Jason affectionately and the two of them went together. Each other disappeared in the vast universe. Laura and Andy were lucky to escape and finally reached the new planet of humanity. But do you think they were really out of danger? This is the end of the movie. Hello and see you again everyone. Bye.